Them boys were fucking just standing, banging. Rafael Fiziev, you can't stand up with him, and it doesn't seem like you can take him
Bro, it's
down.
nice.
And that boy is the
Out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. You just stepped into the Fight Club, and before we break down this action that was UFC Vegas 58, Rafael Dos Anjos versus Rafael Fiziev, please do us a favor, go down, like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter at Totally_Blitz. We're always interactive. We're always fucking posting some funny shit. We're always talking our shit. But let's get into this.
And if you don't like and subscribe, I'm gonna bait you in. I'm gonna catch you slipping. I'm gonna hit you with a front kick like I'm Michael Chandler, you dirty bitches.
Let them know, Kev. But these are your hosts for the show. I'm Paul, pick 'em, win 'em, Concha. I poured up my shot. I didn't get to tell y'all what I was drinking on last episode, so let me show y'all. It's that Suntory whiskey from the Japanese, boy. I didn't even know the Japanese.
that boy down that shit. That boy, that big dog.
I'm telling you, this the judges say that, oh, man. Motherfucker, that boy Paul is the truth when it comes to that shit. Where the fuck you found that?
See, I got it for a birthday gift. Birthday was July 8th. Card was July 9th. So that shit fell right in perfect. But
Nice.
who's with me for this episode?
Hey, man, you already know it's your boy Lil Kev, a.k.a. Don PYE, also known as the People's Champ, in case you ain't know. I didn't mind telling you, feel me? But hey, man, we talking UFC Vegas, man. 58, and somebody got slapped. You know what I'm saying? But who else in this motherfucker?
What's going on, y'all boys, man? It's PT. You already know we back at it with another UFC episode. Let's get into it, man.
My boy been out that bitch singing through the wire.
I mean, got a wire, Your Honor, bro. I can't.
Yes, sir, man. Switched it up, man, from the pods to the wire. Unpredictable.
Well, shit, these fights are fucking wire to wire. The first one was a split decision on the main card. Before we even talk the main event, bro, there Michael Johnson versus Jamie Mullarkey. Them boys were fucking just standing, banging.
See, you don't know real pain until you see a fight, right? And you look at the fight and you think, yo, these niggas know how to fight, but like, you really got to take a shower. You really got to take. But I'm looking like, yo, these niggas look like they know how to fight, but like, don't worry, I'm gonna just go run in the shot and I'll catch the last round. Because it'll be some. I got to the end and I found out that I missed a straight up war. This bitch won fight of the night. So can y'all please tell me what the fuck happened? Because it's it's impossible to find UFC highlights on YouTube.
Split decision. Two judges had a 29-28 for Jamie Mullarkey, who won. Other fighter, UFC veteran, 21-18. He has like 20 plus fights in UFC. Michael Johnson had one judge had it for him 29-28. And honestly, bro, first round, they did what they came to do. They were banging, and Michael Johnson looked like he was getting the better of it. And he hit him with a knockdown, dropped him, a clean like left hook, dropped him in the first round. And then also, but he recovered quickly. He got up, and later in the round, it looked like he dropped him, but it didn't get Mullarkey. Like he came back and finished that round with his own knockdown, but it didn't get judged as a knockdown. But the streets knew that was a knockdown.
The streets.
But then second and third round, it did seem like Mullarkey did kind of figure out the distance a little bit better, where they both were still eating shots, but it was like Mullarkey was just getting a little bit better of the shots when they were exchanging. But you can't ask for anything much more, especially to open the main card.
That shit was nice, but y'all boys wasn't fucking with this is what got me in trouble, the prelims. I be 2-2 because I can't tell when the prelims and the main card starts. That's something I've never been like. I just be waiting for the names and everybody be like, oh,
in the Apex, it's definitely harder because in Apex they don't even sometimes cut to like the people talking, the commentators. It'll just be another fight started.
So I
just get into it.
I was like, yo, I gotta hurry up and take a shower before like they got too deep into the card because I just couldn't tell. But did y'all see any fights that y'all liked in the prelims? Because I was fucking with my own sister, my sister-in-law Shevchenko. You know, she got a nice little pace W. You feel me?
Yeah, if you don't know that boy Antonia, or I think I said it right, but I know how to say that last name, Shevchenko, and you know what family that's from. She got the win, but I will say there was a funny ass meme I saw that had like this, it was like Antonia Shevchenko, and it was like a little person, you know, like the person with that long neck, skinny dude like this.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's like real little, and then there's like Valentina Shevchenko, and there's a big ass. Like it's just like the difference. Like one is the big dog, and one is just another UFC, which is common in UFC. It's not common you see two super high level brothers unless your last name is like Nurmagomedov.
Nah, dead ass. And it's funny to me, but it's like that because who would you train with as a kid? Like you would train with your sister, or your brother, or something like that. So like
That's tough.
But in wrestling, it's usually like the younger brother is usually way better than the older brother. So like it's interesting how it's different in the UFC because like Kamaru Usman has a brother that's in the Ultimate Fighter right now.
Yeah.
I'm just looking, wow, like it's like this is just like you seeing that stuff. Something that UFC is just like it's a mental thing. Like you could be born with it, but like it's not something that kind of runs in your blood unless you're in the Nurmagomedov. Like it's something. It's kind of like you got to really like set yourself apart.
I will say the fight that I'm gonna give a shout out to in the prelims was that boy Onama. He's from the homeland. I don't know exactly what country he's from, but he's from Africa, and he was like he's super fucking, he looks like a David Nugano, not Francis Nugano of the featherweights. This man is cut massive, but then he's like a BJJ specialist on top of it. So he got the arm triangle in the second round, and he made it look simple. He was destroying him on the feet before then. So like he at featherweight, this is another killer. He's only 10-1. This was his UFC debut, I believe. So like that's a name to watch for the next few years.
Keep an eye on him.
I like, bro. He got 2 takedowns in that motherfucker. It says, I like, bro.
He was a minus like 1,000 favorite. So like when you see that on someone's UFC debut, that usually means they're known around the world. Like they don't come in on UFC debut being a super favorite unless you did something in your home country or in a different place.
See, the that got me in trouble though was Cody Brun, my nigga Cody
versus fucking no neck Gore.
Yeah,
no
like,
neck Gore.
I was in that piece and homie, and I could not move from that. I was like, oh my gosh! And once I seen the knockout, I was like, oh.
Gore literally looks like a smaller more compact version of. Remember that meme of that guy who had like this super muscular guy? I think it was a mugshot, and it was just he had no neck. That's what Gore is, bro. He's 4-2 in the UFC, and he's almost like a meme fighter because he almost gets sacrificed. Like he gets thrown into the ring, and he gets. What happened on that prelim fight happens to him. I won't say commonly, but his last fight was like that too.
Hey man, somebody got to pay that. Somebody got to pay those fines. Like somebody got to take the L's somewhere.
Somebody getting sacrificed.
How did you feel about your dog, Kev? You got your new favorite fighter on the main card, the Vanilla Gorilla.
Vanilla Gorilla, what the fuck?
I saw that shit, dog, and I promise you, I was like, there's no way he finna win. I was like, I wouldn't dare get my ass beat by a nigga named the Vanilla Gorilla. But he controlled the pace. He had the gas tank. Gas tank at the end of the day. He was palming, bro, the whole fight.
The first round was all him. Second round was very close. And that third round, he got that knockout. And like, I told him, like, this is the battle of the bottom tier heavyweights. One of these motherfuckers is getting cut after this fight. They were coming into the fight like 1-4, and like their 4 losses were all finishes, like submissions, and like, and like so like I took the underdog in the fight, and it was Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla, because I was like, bro, I really do not know who's gonna win this fight. This is a toss up. Those are the best toss ups.
Why the fuck was that his name?
Somebody told him that was a good idea.
Why they even announce that shit?
I respect, bro, just because like he was in better shape in this fight. Like I feel like I don't think there was a better fighter in this one. I feel like bro was just in better shape and he threw more hands, like straight up. And there was no weaving, there was no dodging. There was
just taking shots.
Somebody's going down in this motherfucker.
That's what them low tier heavyweights look like, bro. That's why it's so fun to watch them big boys bang, because they just fucking get hit and throw bombs.
Them boys, they not trying to fucking fight for 15 minutes or whatever.
Fuck no, I'm gonna get you up out of here, or I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, they're trying to get in 3.
I do love to see that shit. But it was a straight fight.
And then we had the Nurmagomedov clan doing it again. Said Nurmagomedov getting an unanimous decision over that fucking I can't remember his first name, but Silva de Andre. And that boy, Silva de Andre, was 28-4 going into the fight, a real vet, but like he only loses to top tier fighters type thing. And he came in, kept calling me and was like, "Who the fuck is this swole ass motherfucker?"
Yeah, bro, it's a fucking truck.
He is. I want him tested immediately, bro.
That boy was shooting.
But Said he's just like Umar. Like everyone knows Habib for the wrestling and Islam for the wrestling, but these Said and Umar, they're like these kung fu kickboxers, which is fun to watch. They're throwing like fucking axe kicks and question mark kicks. Like it's fun to watch seeing that, but then they do have the wrestling in their back pocket if they need to be.
Nah, bro, I fuck with bro a long way, bro. The way he was throwing those kicks, cause like it just like, cause you said that he's a strong kicker. Like I remember you saying that, and I was like, I made the Sanju joke, but no, like there were points where he really just did not choose to throw punches. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna kick the shit out of this motherfucker." Like his legs have to be. I don't know why he's not playing soccer. Like his legs, the kick from him in the head is probably painful.
He's not playing soccer because his last name was Nurmagomedov, bro. That's not an option in that household.
They said you gotta fight, but he's like, but Papa,
Papa,
I love this football. Nah, you must kill.
You must fight.
You must kill.
And then there's a stat. I love seeing the stat. I actually got the numbers. I don't have it in front of me, but it was like any fighter with the last name Nurmagomedov is like 70-12 in the UFC. But they have like an 88.9% win percentage of that last
Jesus,
name.
what the fuck?
That doesn't even count Islam.
That's funny they even got a stat for his last name.
Any of them names, bro. Like that shit is crazy. Like the Gracies were that in the late 90s and early 2000s when people didn't learn about him. They didn't know about BJJ yet. But the Nurmagomedovs are doing it in an era where everyone has access to all the types of fighting styles. And they all trained all the styles at the same time and shit. So like for them to be this dominant is like it's just insanity.
I actually saw who was it? It was when Royce Gracie fought Matt Hughes, and you saw the difference. Like because like Matt Hughes, like he couldn't really Royce Gracie couldn't really get off on him like that because people caught up fast by like
that was the new era. Yeah, that was that changing of the guard, you would say.
Hell yeah, because people caught up fast. Because you think about it, he dominated the first UFC. By UFC 8, there was different from people winning the 4th, 5th, and 6th UFC.
People that had wrestling backgrounds started learning about BJJ, so you couldn't just get them into like the guillotines and shit no more. Like it was scary.
And yeah, and then the fact that Matt Hughes beat Royce Gracie because pretty much he reversed, he got the reversal, took his back, he got the fucking grow up. Like he wouldn't have seen that in the UFC one. But like at the end of the day, what Royce Gracie's mission and goal was at the end of the day, still wanted because everybody knows BJJ because he wanted to show that BJJ is a superior fight style. We're just at a point that motherfucker, you got to know everything. And the fact that the Nurmagomedovs, they do that and they coming from the Sambo background and it's all in the Dagestan area. They're all like, there's something going on over there. Like I'm trying
something in the water.
Yeah, there's something in the water because they definitely do 2-a-days every day. That's what
never forget.
They might be doing 3-a-days.
Habib wore a shirt. Habib wore a shirt that said, "If Sambo was easy, they would call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu." That's one of the hardest shirts I've ever seen. But that fight was great. You had the stand-up fights. You had the clinch control. Big old swole fucking Silva de Andre in the clinch. But then the next fight, I'm never watching this boy Chao Borrello fight again. Like he is I don't like to say this term because everyone's fighting to live in those fights. The most boring fighter I've ever seen. man really was a fucking straight wrestling, not even like wrestling to get submissions, just wrestling to get control and position and to stay in that position. And Kev, maybe you can be the saving grace with your wrestling background, bro. I know you might have liked it.
I can't lie to you, man. I'm a firm. I hate saying the word boring fight, just because I understand that every move is calculated through instincts. So like your instincts is like literally telling you don't walk forward. He's gonna kick you. Like so like it's tough. It's tough because like but this fight was so bad I fell asleep. Like
You were lucky.
Yeah, I fell asleep. This shit was terrible because not only like because I've noticed something about me going to sleep during these cards, right? In the beginning of the podcast, I definitely used to go to sleep all the time. But now I've noticed that like it really matters what the fuck is going on the TV. And
boy, be sleepy.
The fact that I was so lit during the said fight, because it's because of the level of high I also be while watching these fights. I was so lit watching said fight. I'm calling niggas, I'm texting niggas like, yo, bro, my nigga said that, fuck y'all. You feel me? Like I just kept saying said in every sentence, right? And then next thing you know, this fight comes on, I could just see the drowsiness. And I just I looked down at how much I've smoked, and I'm just like,
This ain't happening.
I got lucky that I fucking seen, because what had happened was I fell asleep and then I woke up and I thought I seen that swole ass nigga from the last fight. The dude that I said, I thought I seen him again, but that was Dos Anjos. I was like, oh shit.
That wasn't SDA, that was RDA.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Hold on.
SDA.
I'm here.
No, but with Barajo, like I gave the first fight, it was a co-main event fight. He was him and this other fighter were the co-main event, and they were the Dana White Contender Series finale. So like they all had won their previous fights to get to that point. And he was going up against a Sambo gold medalist from Dagestan. So I was like, oh fuck. Like, and this guy was a wrestler background, BJ, and he dominated the guy on the ground throwing like, and I was like, oh shit, like he's a legit, and he won the stand-up fight. So I was like, oh, Barajo's a legitimate fighter. He can stand up with you. And if you know Sambo ain't nothing thing, that boy dominated a Sambo gold medalist. And then so like the hype was up. Not I want to say super high, but the hype was kind of high for him, for me personally, to watch that fight. And then to watch him basically, like, you can see in a fighter's eyes when they know that they cannot stand a chance on the feet. Like you start seeing them shoot from a distance. You start seeing them not wanting to, like, they don't even throw hands because they don't want to open up anything for the other fighter. Like
you could see them overthinking too in a way.
But I will give him credit because at a certain point, you knew all he had in his bag was to shoot for a takedown, and he still got every takedown. Like he literally, and it was kind of fire because in one takedown, he like speared the guy the whole ring. Like he took him like fucking the whole ring to the wall, and then this scoop and just took him to the, like almost effortless. Like if you know that's all he has, so like maybe his wrestling is just that elite, and he will be a problem. But count me out because I ain't watching it. Let me know when he has the belt.
Fuck, I wouldn't say fuck him. It's just like that should be the fight I should go take a shower at.
Yes, sir. And our main event, though, right here, this was a fucking war. This was a great fight. I actually had it a little bit more even than what I saw other cards have it as. Rafael Dos Anjos getting knocked out by Rafael Fiziev. I haven't heard much from you, Marcus, so I'm gonna throw it to you first. Start us off on the main event.
Hey man, I thought it was actually a closer fight than what it seemed like from from the knockout. But I was at Top Golf. They had that bitch on the big screen. You know, the big screens out there. Had it on my phone, so I was definitely tuned in. One thing that popped out to me, man, was Fiziev, bro, with his combinations, bro. The way he can mix up his kicks to his punches, and like, bro, it's just, that shit is so clean, and that's what made me really be a fan of that Muay Thai, because that shit, like, and like sometimes he wouldn't even throw his kicks like full strength, kind of just like getting his range almost to set up certain shots, like, and he kept landing this mean left hook that was just landing like a fucking like a sledgehammer, and like he was setting it up nice, and like you could just see the moves he was like what he was trying to get done. And I was like, damn, nah, he definitely. I know. I think I picked RDA for the fight, but that was just me going for the OG. Yeah, that's just me going for the OG. I already know homeboy was coming with it with that Muay Thai, bro. And he showed it. He put it on the display. I thought that was a great win for him, for real.
I say Fiziev, the biggest shocker to me. Not even shocker, but that boy RDA shot 16 takedowns, only got 2 of them. That boy really, like, he fought Bobby Green stuff takedowns. He had fights against some wrestlers stuff takedowns, but not high level fighters. And for him to stuff the takedowns like that against RDA, like, you don't see that from kick. Like, Max Holloway is the only other name that comes to mind in my head of somebody who can stand up and bang with you the whole fight, and you're not going to take him down unless you're like some super duper tier high level wrestler or some shit. But like,
right,
even good wrestlers and shit aren't taking Max Holloway down. You're just getting him into the clinch. And then like Rafael Fiziev, you can't stand up with him, and it doesn't seem like you can take him down.
Bruh's nice.
And that boy is nice.
Bruh is nice. So he definitely made me a fan of his. And then his Octagon, his post-fight interview was nice. Motherfucking, I just thought it was crazy that I wouldn't say I called the fight, but I will say I called that motherfucker. I said,
Talk your shit.
I said, it's really tough for me to go against RDA right now after I just watched him put on a genuine like, we could call it a crucifixion of Moicano. Not no disrespect, because Moicano's a great fighter. RDA is just a former champion. He's that dude for real. But like, just the way that he just put on that assault on Moicano, it was tough for me to think that somebody is gonna stop this dude. He's on a tear right now. He's trying to go on an Oliveira run against Oliveira. So motherfucking. But Fiziev, I like the way he made his combinations, and I felt like he had a strong defense. I didn't think he could stuff fucking, what was it, 12 takedowns or 14 takedowns?
14 takedowns, bro.
He did that shit, and he motherfucking, and the thing about it is that RDA had the upper hand in cardio. I felt like I thought he was going to come in and control the pace, and RDA's won a lot of fights off of pace, so I thought that's how that was going to go down. The fact that he was able to continue to push the pace all fight is what really made me respect his performance this weekend, and think like, damn, you kept up with RDA, you pushed the pace, and you finished it. Good shit, my boy. You have a future out here, and that's a tough weight class, because like. But I don't think this was a number one contender fight. No. I feel like this was a fight to call out a number one contender. Like, Chael Sonnen's a big Justin Gaethje. He's like, yo, because he thought RDA was gonna win. He thought RDA should call out Justin Gaethje, because even though he lost in a minute, it's still Justin Gaethje.
And I will say Chael Sonnen does have that. He's the Teddy Atlas of picking fights for UFC, because Teddy Atlas is known for always being on the wrong picks for boxing. And Chael Sonnen has that curse. He picks a fighter to win, and that boy always loses.
He has too much insight. I feel like that's the reason why I'm a very good picking when it comes to fights, is that I don't have much insight. I just look at, can you fight? This guy has this on the line. This guy's
the camps are in.
This guy, they're rooming for this one. This rumor's going on. This person said they sparred with him. He didn't look too good. This person said they sparred with him. He was looking nice. Like, he has too much insight. So that really kills the stuff. So like, my high ass got a way better winning percentage than his expert ass.
Shit, we all got high ass win percentages. If y'all don't know, like, I made bank on this card. Kev's been on fucking heaters for weeks. And like, fucking, y'all need to stay tuned, tail these picks, make money with us. But with the fight, Fiziev is a problem. I would love that Gaethje versus Fiziev sounds fucking phenomenal. Or even a Fiziev versus Poirier. Like, those two fights would be the
Fiziev versus Gaethje would be a fucking war. That would be a fun fight to see.
Hey, that's a good question. If there are three in this division, there are like 3 big fights I can see in my head right now. I see Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler, because they got beef. And I also, Dustin Poirier was on the DC and RC show this week, because RC was probably out doing some crazy shit for the Pivot podcast, and he said the reason what happened was that Dustin Poirier, he's not He's not a talk on Twitter type of nigga. If he feels like he doesn't like you, he's not going to tell somebody he doesn't like you and then tell you. He's not going to say it on Twitter. He's going to go over there. He's going to address it. And that's what that situation was. But I need to see Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. Justin Gaethje versus motherfucking Fiziev. And we need to this vacant title
on the same card.
I want to see. I want to see personally, bro. I want Islam versus Charles for the belt, straight up. I don't know. Fuck for all that bullshit. Give me the belt fight. Vacant title on the line. Another fight I want to see. I guess I can't not agree. Give me Justin Gaethje versus Fiziev. And then the third fight, I'm not big on the Chandler Poirier fight because I think that's all smoke. Like, I know it's all tech. They don't like each other, but those are the fights that rarely ever get made because like people don't want to fight. It's politics behind the scenes. They don't like each other. They'll never fight type shit. But the other fight that I would really love to see, and I don't think it'll happen, honestly, because it's a big jump. Give me that boy Jalen Turner, that 6'4" lightweight, bro. Give me him. And like RDA, give me him versus RDA. Give me him versus Michael Chandler or Dustin Poirier. Like, give me him within the top 7. Like, I want to see that new dog. Like, that would be a great, because I could see him and Poirier boxing for fucking a 5-round war. But Poirier is too high ranked up for him. He's not gonna get it. But I think RDA coming off that loss, I think that Jalen Turner fight would make perfect sense for him.
I like it. That's actually a pretty good fight. It's funny that we're talking about Dustin Poirier and him versus Conor McGregor too just popped up on my screen, and I'm like, damn, bro, I don't know. I think he wants to go do that to Michael Chandler.
The one name that's sitting that we haven't seen fight yet this year that is like the lightweight, another like Rafael Fiziev, those killers, is Beneil Dariush. He was supposed to fight Islam. They never fought each other. That was the fight. People do think Islam's ducking that fight because he can wrestle, he can stand, like he's a fucking killer. He's number 6 in the division. And we just haven't seen a fight this year. He already beat Diago Ferreira, top 15, Tony Ferguson, who was a lot higher ranked when he fought him. And so he needs to fight like a Dustin Poirier or somebody. He needs to at least get his name into the contender hat because we're not talking about him.
We not.
But this has been another nice UFC recap. That was UFC Vegas 58. Did anyone else got any closing comments on the card that we or anything?
All I gotta say is Fiziev is a dog, man, and that boy has a very, very high fucking IQ. That's all I took out of that fight, man. That boy's IQ is up there.
And he got the cardio. He gonna push the pace on you. That's
all 5 rounds.
All you need. Dave, that was the question. Can you go 5 rounds? He can go 5 rounds.
We saw it. But stay tuned. We still got UFC Long Island coming up. If you haven't already, check out our boxing Ryan Garcia coming up this fight coming up this weekend. But that's been Totally Blitz podcast. That's been UFC Vegas 58 recap. Stay tuned for more. If you ain't know, now you know, motherfuckers.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't not.